after we do some brewing. So thank you, and see you soon. Now to brew here. Oh, those numbers look so good. Looking at different decks during the week, see what we want to start with. Might do a mono white prison deck from posted on MTG Goldfish by the user of Lex. Get some Karns, Seal Away, Lyra Dawnbringer, Gideon, Fumigate. We don't have Fumigate though. Follow the Thran. That might be something we want to do. But I think we're going to go for the... where is it? The Teferi deck. Put some Teferis in there, put some cards in there. Have it Esper colors with some Vraska's Contempt, Settle the Wreckage, Negates, Cast Downs, stuff like that. So let's start with Gideon. We have 3 already. Just to keep track, we have 22 mythics to play with. And unfortunately, all the planewalkers will be mythics. This will drop us down a bit. Let's get Gideon in here. Teferi. Some 2 oaths in there. Sort by unowned. Is this the Planeswalker deck card? 22. Let's make some Teferis.
I know my responsibility. I can no longer stand by and watch.
I don't know if I like the voice actor for Teferi there. Doesn't sound like something I would attribute to him. Liliana. I don't know if I agree with Liliana. Find a Karn. We have at least one. We have one. It ruined the layout here. Is there a way I can sort? Sure. Get another Karn. Let's throw in a Sundering just to see if it's any good. Cast down. The way these cards are added is really annoying here. So 5 to 6. And then lands. Try to edit from this view and then switch over so we don't have to keep messing with that. Cast down, we want Seal Away. Get all of those in there. Negate. It's not how you spell negate. Start with 2. Settle. Get another settle. Vraska. Urza. Again, this deck is coming from baseline Oath of Teferi Friends from MTG Goldfish. Just kind of playing around with the idea here. Got a Vile Offering. Slap one of those in there. Still looking good on wild cards. Treasure map. Not a black card. Search for Azcanta. And you can never go wrong with having more searches. So really none of these cards that we've used with our wild cards are, deck specific. They're all pretty good. Except maybe the legendary sorceries are a bit iffy. But other than that, feeling pretty good. Drowned Catacombs. Fetid Pools. Glacial Fortress. We don't have any of those. Only have 31 rares left. Irrigated Farmland. We have one of those. Isolated Chapel. We have these. Scavenger Grounds. That's not how you spell that. Enter. Let's get one of those. We get a Lyra in here. What's our deck looking like? This is just so frustrating the way this is all looking here. have any ones. We have 12 twos, 4 threes, and then we ramp up from there. These are all fives. These are lands. So we have a lot of early interaction. Let's say we're against an aggressive deck, maybe on a red. We have sealaways and cast downs. Go up to Gideon's.
Show me what you can do.
This is 57 cards at 24 lands. The deck ran 25 on Goldfish. So I can see adding another Karn here. Maybe another treasure map.
I am Karn.
Cast down. Let's look at Glacial Fortress. We do have a white-blue approach deck, which these are great in, so these aren't wasted wildcards. We should have updated our mana base. The lands, of course, go in the 5.5 drop slot. So we have a lot of early interaction. Negate for some control matchups, but it's not a heavy influence here. The goal of the deck is to utilize planeswalkers with hopefully Oath of Teferi out, which help us, double up our stuff. What's more unfair than a planeswalker being able to use it more than once? And we have a mini combo here of Oath of Teferi and Karn's Temporal Sundering. We can effectively use the same planeswalker 4 times in a row. Get up to our Teferi ultimate and just win the game by exiling permanents, by drawing cards. Card draw is, or card advantage, something we're relying on treasure maps and searches for. Do we want one draw spell maybe? We forgot Field Rune. A lot of utility lands, so these are kind of necessary here. Let's just take a look through some blue interaction or card draw, instant sorcery. See if anything catches our eye. Opt, Spell Pierce. Sun Scatter is interesting. Go cancel. Supreme Will kind of has a flex spot between counter and selection. But the good thing about Teferi, +1, draw a card at the beginning of your next end step, untap 2 lands. So if our interaction costs 2 here, which we see, we're filled up with 2s, we kind of get to double spell that turn. Wizard's Retort is interesting. It costs 1 less if you control a wizard. So we could leave up Counterspell with our Teferi, but we don't have any wizards. Syncopate. Maybe we have 22 lands currently. No. Our Field of Ruin is somewhere else again. Add another swamp. Look at our curve here. We have 13 white cards that need white. We do have a lot of double black, though. Not a lot of double blue. So yeah, let's get another swamp. Disable. Be interested to see how this plays out. Kind of use this as the starting point. But most important part of any deck is getting the full art lands. To do that in the most direct way possible, you search for swamp and then reset all filters, just like you would in real life. Through those 2 islands. Of course, resetting the filters. For planes. Do not have the other Glacial Fortress. These card placements will be the end of me. Hopefully they get that fixed. But definitely, if I'm missing a way to sort, a current deck in a way that, so I don't have to move the cards around to make it actually line up on our curve, let me know. Definitely want to utilize that. Hopefully they implement some way to actually look at the deck instead of looking at part of the collection and part of my deck. But let's try it like this. We'll jump to a few games. We won't go into. It's not a league, but the current new event system that they have. Make changes accordingly, and then maybe jump into the event after that. Put Teferi up here. We can't put Teferi up there. His Oath. Sounds good. These deck boxes they introduced with the Dominaria release look great. Definitely liking those. But I'm going to leave part of the deck up while I use the bathroom. We'll be back and jump into some matches. Okay. Excited here. We still have 16 mythic wildcards left and 26 rares. We spent a lot on this deck, especially on the mana base. But hopefully this pays off. And at least it's fun. Ranked constructed, quick constructed. this the that's the event. We're looking for ranked. I would have thought ranked was quicked and quicked was ranked. But here we are. Up against Spartacus. What do we have? We have mana into Teferi. Go first. Kind of need this seal away to work. Let's try it out. We have powerful stuff. We have more powerful stuff. Opponent's looking to opt on the end of our turn. Opponent seems to be able to seems to be wanting to opt again. Just have interaction up. Doubtful this Karn resolves. But if Karn doesn't resolve, we can just go up the chain here. Run our Spartacus friend out of counters. Here's the first one. One might be missing black mana. Blue-red control. Interesting. This Godpharaoh's gift deck. It just didn't have red mana. Lightning strike into the bin. See if we have another sensor. Not.
You show remorse, I'll show restraint.
Let's draw another card then.
Hurry!
That just does not sound like Teferi. We can play Karn's Temporal Sundering since we have Teferi out, but we can't bounce anything currently. Cryptic Surrey. We can seal that away. Negate is interesting. Draw a card.
Let's skip to the good part.
Treasure map. So we can search treasure, untap 2 lands. Set our stops for the treasure map. See what our opponent can do. Steal Away, a great addition from Dominaria. Try to get rid of the 6/5 for only 2 mana. Appears to have worked. Sure. So we can tuck the Serpent. Or we can bounce it, take an extra turn. That sounds great. Another Teferi. Don't need that. We'll need our mana, so we won't need to set our stop here. Yeah. Let's hit our land drop. Target player, us. Target the most expensive thing. It costs one of the colors that they have in short supply. Scry. Gideon. Sounds great. Draw a card.
You know what? I'm not done yet.
Seal Away. Sounds great. Draw a card. So we can Gideon, Teferi, untap, Seal Away. And we can have Negate and Seal Away up. Black. Sure. We need white, of course.
I will prove my self-worth. I don't think so.
And then scry before we draw. And our opponent had enough. We were definitely in control there. Got our first win of the day. 250 gold. So that felt great. Our opponent stumbled on mana early and didn't have enough counter magic to deal with all our threats. Take a look at our quest. Cast 30 green or white spells for 750 gold. Cast 20 blue or black spells for 500. Our deck can get there eventually on the white spells, but should be able to finish the 500 one off pretty quickly, or relatively quickly. Up against Keswick. Deck's feeling good. I'm feeling good. Opponent goes first. Blue black opponent. Opponent's stuck on lands. So this is a plains and an island. Turns on all our stuff. They don't have a counter.
Show me what you can do. No, I don't think so.
Feeling pretty good here. Down its climate. Merfolk? What is Interesting deck. Settle the Wreckage, excuse me, there is going to be great. This comes in untapped because of this.
Our actions determine the course of history.
Karn sounds good. Teferi doesn't. Let's draw a card.
The choices we make reveal who we are.
They give us the land. Yep. Do you go beaten with Gideon? The chances that they have a haste creature are unlikely. So let's just go Gideon beats.
First.
All attack. Say go. What is the black mana for him? Interesting. Seal away. Definitely a great addition to our deck. Do we want Urza's Ruinous Blast? We can play it. Get rid of just the Merfolk Branchwalker, so that's no.
How convenient. An excellent choice.
Probably give us the Gideon this time. Yep. Let's go beaten in. And the turn. Interesting deck. Oh. Another seal away. This game's going to be pretty hard to lose. Let's draw a card, see what our options are.
That choice.
Probably get the land here. So 3 Karn activations, 3 lands. Not playing out the Field of Ruins. Make them kind of play into it. The Field of Ruin, if possible, and we have a seal away plus negate up, so we're not defenseless. As well as Settle the Wreckage, so we have all our bases covered. They can gain some life with the Wild Growth Walker, but we have 2 active Planeswalkers and they do not. Negate that. Our opponent has had enough. Deck feels strong. Don't know if our competition opened up 250 packs like us today, but them's the breaks. So let's do one more. Maybe try to hit some sort of mono red or aggressive deck, and then join the quick constructed event list. We go first. This is a mulligan. If we draw planes, we can play Gideon. So let's try to find a land here. It's not what we need. Let's Might be pretty quick. There's a Gideon.
This is a plane worth saving. A worthy opponent.
Hopefully we can go Gideon into Urza. Kind of have the world. Gideon of their own. If we draw black mana, we can
Will always triumph.
never that.
That's enough. I don't think so.
We have 2 Oath of Teferis, 2 Teferi, Hero of Dominarias. Definitely don't want to be on 3 lands. Opponent looks like they're on a
Not on my watch.
similar list. Might be the same list. So we only have gems for this. Entry price currently. If we win 4 times, we get our equivalent in gold back. So we can join up the quick constructed event again. Try to go infinite, winning 4 or more wins each time. If we lose 3, we're out of the event. So Teferi and friends. And this will put our deck through its paces, hopefully. Hopefully we don't get mana screwed. See what our opponent's up to. We go first. We have interaction and turn 4 Planeswalker to draw a land. Sure. Take 2. Your mana is going to be tight. Seal away the first threat and Monitor of Dust the other one.
Show me what you can do. Stand down.
And Gideon of Trials to Martyr of Dust. And then hopefully draw a land for a 4 drops. It's kind of a land.
I don't think so.
So plus Gideon on the lifelinker. Prevents all damage that permanent would deal. The next turn we can hold up Settle if they go wide. I think Settle sounds pretty good.
You hold no power over me.
And then, even though our deck is full of 2-drops, we have a handful of 5 4-drops.
That's enough.
So Karn is -2 ability, creates a 0/0 colors construct artifact creature token with +1/+1 for every artifact we control. As it sits, that would be a 1/1. So we don't really want to play it now. Kind of looking to get value out of the Settle the Wreckage. See what our opponent has. We will have at least one Planeswalker start of next turn, as it sits currently. Call to the Feast.
I don't think so.
Our options here are to play the Karn, probably minus it, get a 1/1, or play the Settle. Probably just go for the Settle. We might need another sweeper, the -2/2 in black. Sure. Yep. All attacking me. If we settle, they have to shuffle. If they want to keep, if they get their lands, which loses them the lieutenant. They're not drawing the lieutenant for next turn. Oath of Teferi. Have to use this on lands, unfortunately. We can plus Gideon on both of the planeswalkers. Or, I'm sorry, both of our opponent's creatures. And then drop Karn. Sure. Then drop Karn next turn. And hopefully start getting to work.
You hold no power over me. That's enough.
If we draw Teferi, really feeling good. Get our land back. Our opponent might be sitting on some Moment of Cravings, or maybe a Seal Away. But they don't draw their Lieutenant.
I will fight for my friends.
Draw some cards. Our opponent sees our engine is going. That might have been an iffy game there. We were a little aggro, definitely. Here's our reward. We will get at least 3 uncommons. And 100, 200 gold. See what our opponent's up to. Definitely not a fan of the new shuffling animation that they have. We go first. So to play Search for Azcanta turn 2, we want to play Catacomb turn 1. Into Plains, into Chapel. Then we have Cast Down and Negate. His interaction after that. Search for Azcanta go. Land. Need to hit our land drops. Since we have an active search, we can hold up Negate or Cast Down here. You don't have to drop Treasure Map too soon. We can drop it next turn and still hold up Negate or Cast Down. Cast Down, new Dominaria inclusion, destroy target non-legendary creature. See what our opponent's up to. Might be either control or aggro build. If it's aggro, our opponent's behind the curve. If it's control, We don't have a lot of creatures, so they're going to need Planeswalker interaction. Opponent is either lost connection, thinking about what to do, or BMing. With the Dominaria update, the timer has gone from 30 seconds to 45 seconds, I believe. So there's more opportunity to do this, if that is indeed our opponent's intention. Looks like they're back. Do we pitch a negate against a control opponent? Keep it. Find a land. Does our opponent have effects? They do not. Keep our land. Draw our land. And then play our land. Maybe drawing 2 here. Definitely negating that. And then looking for a threat to stick here. Urza's Ruinous Blast. Nope. Looks like a scry bug here. Vraska's Contempt. Don't need that. My opponent seems to be on the timeout plan. So we have Magic's McGee here, not knowing what their cards do, or trying to get us tilted, trying to get their value off their quick play constructed event. So with the Dominaria update, when you go to the settings, they've switched around where things are in their menu system. So I was going to turn off emotes, but I exited the game. So let's see if we can rejoin the game and go from there. All right, so we have one loss. We go first.
Dude, so what's amazing about that to me is that
Trying not to be tilted off the face of the earth here. So this game used to be where exit game is. I was going to disable emotes, but I went to exit game, and that gave me an immediate loss, which is pretty poor design.
Defend yourself.
At the very least, it would give you a prompt as a, do you really want to concede this? Let's focus on this one. Target the permanent.
Not on my watch.
That we won't want us, that we don't want to deal us damage.
Let's do this one-on-one.
Just trying to update the stream title here. Won't let me do that. So it is now updated. We can go back to the current game. Manolith, not relevant. Raptors, not relevant. Gate. 4, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I don't think so.
When the opponent has 10 permanents in play, they get the settings blessing, and this turns into a 5/5. Sure. Yep.
so.
So opponent has all the mana in the world. See if they have anything to do. Forerunner. They can search up something big here. Polyraptor would be pretty annoying. Gishath. That, sure.
Not if I can help it.
So opponent's drawing the Gishath. We can Vraska's Contempt the Gishath. Hopefully start drawing lands. Sure.
You hold no power over me.
So we know opponent's hand except for one card. We have ways to deal with the board. Sure.
Not if I can help it.
Not drawing lands here is pretty upsetting. Let's see what opponent has. Irrelevant. Oh, that's frustrating.
My oath remains unbroken.
So we lose the Gideon here.
I have let all of you down.
Holding up the Vraska's Contempt for the Gishath. Only thing that really matters. We can take beats from the Odapak all day. Cast down. This is legendary. This also has vigilance, so our sealaways can't get it. Go down to 20. We draw one more land here. We can go Urza into Vraska's Contempt. Our opponent has what? 10, 13, 15 mana. Another Forerunner. They can Gishath into Zakama. Interesting. This doesn't have haste, so we want to get rid of the haste enabler. Oh.
I am Karn. Are you certain of your decision?
Probably get the Lyra here. But we have Vraska's Contempt for the Gishath. And then we can Karn's Temporal Sundering. So there's the Lyra. Zakama. Sure. Yep. Don't care about that. They finally play Gishath. Completely forgot about Zakama having activated abilities. So that's a bummer. We get to retutor. Sure. So we can Temporal Sundering here, get another card. Try to go from there. Bounce Swordtooth, I guess, because we're in the market to kill Zakama. Target player takes the extra turn. That's definitely us. Bounce the Swordtooth.
The choices we make reveal who we are.
Get another Karn for our trouble. Definitely want to put maybe Bontu's Last Reckoning in the deck. I completely missed the file offering text here. We can destroy the comma. Get back at Gideon. That sounds good. So get rid of the comma. Our opponent has 2 Forerunners in play. But we have 2 Planeswalkers and Oath of Teferi. Permanent. Let's go land. Start drawing some cards.
I'll make use of that later. A curious choice.
That's enough. I've got you.
We can use Karn to get back the Ruinous Blast here. None of that matters. All those are plussed. Want to just give us something else to kill. It's great. So if we don't punt this game away, we should have it for our side.
Your patience is rewarded.
Get the blast. This is legendary, correct? Blast everything away. Goodbye to your board. Draw another card.
Well chosen.
Get another land. Plus,
Not on my watch.
opponents had enough. So we're 2-1 in the event here. Could have been 3-0, but we hit exit game when we were going to mute emotes instead. So we're 2-1, trying to get up to at least 4 wins and rebuy our entry into another event. Well-rounded fat guy. We go first. We have turn 2 treasure map. And hopefully we draw some lands. We got Oath of Teferi. We have Teferi himself. Pass the turn. Mark our stuff. There's nothing here that we would even think of countering, so there's no reason to pass through the steps here like we have a counter. Use this, get a land. Get that land. Sure. Let's put a stop on their end step, pretending like we have something. Opponent is Grixis. Looking for our opponent to tap down, and then we can play a Planeswalker or sure. Opponent is holding up cancel or cancel mana. Do you want to play into a cancel? There's no reason to. Draw a card at their end step. Take one here, but that doesn't matter. Opponent doesn't have enough mana for a Scarab God plus cancel. Seal away. We draw another Teferi. If we don't play Teferi here, we're just drawing a card. But opponent's going to have cancel up for the rest of the game. There's the cancel. We overtapped. So let's see if our opponent plays something here. Scarab God. Glorybringer. Sure. Do you have another cancel? Sure. Serpent Teferi Then seal away the Glorybringer.
I won't hide from the world any
Draw a
longer.
card.
You know what? I'm not done yet.
Vraska's Contempt is great. Seal away. Get rid of the Glorybringer. Pass the turn. Untap 2 lands. So we have Vraska's Contempt up. Ruinous Blast for next turn. Cast down if we need to. Hopefully this Teferi lives. Opponent going at us. They are. Draw a card. Something like that. See if this oath resolves. Does. So let's get some more mana. And start plussing Teferi up here.
Hurry!
Karn, looks like.
Keep up the pace.
Negate should be great. Play our land. And we up to untap 2 here. It's fine. Get rid of this, or else we're discarding it. I don't care about that. So next turn we can Karn plus have Negate up. Chupacabra. Doesn't really matter. We're lightning striking Teferi. So we can't ultimate next turn. It's fine. Just, pass the turn. Another Karn. Probably not the best.
Hold that thought.
Settle the Wreckage.
We need to move quickly.
Lyra.
actions determine the course of history.
Just draw all the cards. We're kind of option flooded here. Seal away. It's fine. Let's make a construct.
Awaken.
Turn. Discard 3 cards. Karn. Settle. Yawgmoth. Probably should have discarded the Oath. Dawnbringer. Sure. See what opponent's going to do. We can just exile everything. But that would bring the seal away back. Just cast down the Glorybringer. Seal away the Chupacabra. Draw some cards.
Let's skip to the good part.
We're halfway through our deck.
No time for a break.
How convenient. An excellent choice.
Probably get that search with Karn and then play it. Opponent has 1 card in hand. Seems to be pretty locked up. Definitely, our opponent came to battle against creatures with their Ravenous Chupacabra, but they just give us the search. Sure. Play the search. Opponents had enough. Don't blame them there. So we've cast 20 blue or black spells. We get 500 gold. Which is enough to buy into 2 events, I believe. Of the quick constructed event. We are currently 3-1. If we win one of our next 3, 2, we have 2 losses to give to get 1 win to get what we bought back into the event. So let's focus on getting our 4th win. But first, take a little break, go to the bathroom, be right back. And we are back. Let's jump right in. See what our opponents can muster up here. Definitely need to get one more win. We have 2 losses to give. So, easy mulligan. If we can stick this search, it'd be great. Maybe up against mono red. Sure. These Urza's Ruinous Blasts are looking pretty bad. Crasher. Definitely have one of our slowest hands. So it looks like we're going to 3 and 2. So we are down to 3 and 2. Need to get that 4th win for the 500 gold. Let's see if we can not get mana screwed here. We might need to go up to 26 lands for the MTGA algorithm. Sure. We have a lot of 2-drops. But our hand is full of expensive stuff. Running out the Gideon first because it's mana efficient, expecting our opponent to have counters, and we have multiple of them. Might be on a white-blue search deck. sorry, white blue approach. Approach with the second suns. They already have 5 mana. Cast out. Sure. This deck really like not getting lands.
Virtue will always triumph. You hold no power over me.
Opponent has no trouble hitting their land drops.
I've been waiting for this.
I don't know if I would have done that. Sure. Opponent can cast approach here, but we need to save our negate for the second one. It's going to be a dead card in the matchup. If they counter this, we don't care. Or we care, but we can't do anything. Sure. You got it. We're definitely not set up for the control matchup. We only have 2 negates. These cast down, settle the wreckage is sure. Most likely dead cards.
Oketra, watch over me. It's time to give up.
Don't care about that. Lyra. Interesting. We can seal away Gideon. Probably have Essence Scatter, something to that effect in their deck. Definitely need more white than this. We don't have animation's pretty good. So we have a 5/5 beater. They can
You've got
Gideon
nerve.
of the trials it. Sure. This is legendary, which is good. We're at an island. We can emblem Gideon so they can't win with approach unless they get rid of it. So they need approach, cast out, plus counter. Or we could Teferi. Teferi draws us cards. It also untaps our mana for Negate. So opponent has 7 mana currently. We have one Negate in our hand, another one in our deck. Opponent has at least one approach of the Second Sons in their deck. We shuffled it back in to where they don't know where it is with the Field of Ruin. Sure. Definitely want another Gideon to emblem. Casting out Teferi. I think we have to let that go. So there's 3 cast outs. Another Teferi. Why does it say end turn? So we're going to Teferi again. And then hold up Negate. Draw a card.
On schedule. You know
Untap
what?
2 lands.
I'm not done yet.
Another Karn. And turn. Get rid of Seal Away. Does our opponent have another cast out? Maybe Ixalan's Binding. Let's draw a card.
Hold that thought.
So we can play Chapel, play Karn. Opponent still has 7 mana, so it's going to be hard for them to cast Approach plus a counter. Opponent probably has some number of Seal Aways or Settle the Wreckages in their deck. They don't seem to have a lot of Dominaria cards. There's Settle. Sure. Here's another Planeswalker. Kind of need a counter here. Just our other Negate would feel pretty good.
Lived as a statue, do not talk to me of pigeons. You may regret that choice.
Get 2 lands, that's fine. We could Urza's Ruinous Blast. Exile all non-legendary, all non-land permanents that aren't legendary. But that'll get us back 1 Search for Azcanta and 1 Repeat Teferi, which doesn't really get us where we want to be. But if they try to Dram Approach, we have the Negate. We can draw some cards, looking for another Negate. We cycle here, get to see another card. Seal Away. Yep. Another Blast. Draw a card.
Keep up the pace.
Another Teferi.
I'll make use of that later.
Just getting rid of all the lands. 24 cards left in our deck. So we can Blast plus Karn. Opponent still has 7 lands, so they can't counter and negate the Search for Azcanta, which is what we're really worried about here. Try this. It gets countered, it gets countered. We don't care. It's great for us. We can do it again. Still have Negate up for next turn. This one is close to ultimate. If we get an Oath of Teferi, we can plus it and then ultimate it. Then start trying to win. We have a search for Azcanta that can flip. And then we can start looking for our other counterspell. Might need maybe a Syncopate in the deck. Opponent couldn't find their search. I don't know if we were actually dead there, but we complete our quest. We're up to 1,800 gold. We've now hit 4 wins and 2 losses, so we get a rebuy into the quick constructed event. How's our deck doing? It feels good if it can get lands. Quick sec. What does our opponent have for us this time? We go first, which is always great. We have tap land into search, into planeswalker, into planeswalker. So our opponent mulligans down to 6. See if they can put some pressure on us. If not, we can pull ahead pretty quickly here. Search down over the treasure map because the treasure map costs mana to activate. We want to land the Gideon this turn. Blue-green, so we could probably stick the Gideon. If it was blue-black, we might have just played the treasure map. Our first Merfolk deck of the day. That goes in the graveyard.
You face me, you will only hurt yourself. Stand down.
So once again, we need lands. If we hit lands, I think we can't lose. The search will help. Maybe drop a Karn, make a construct. Deep-root waters is interesting, and that it's bad for us. We don't have a sweeper in the deck outside to settle the wreckages. We don't have a cast out to get rid of the deep-root waters. But if we can stick a Lyra, we probably first strike, flying, and lifelink. Feeling pretty good.
Not on my watch.
So between Karn activation, search for Azcantas, we need to hit land here. We already have 2 white, so we just need anything. So we have Lyra next turn. Our opponent can try to go wide, but we can go lifelinky into Temporal Sundering. Sure. That's going to be a problem. Settle the Wreckage. Still does not work. So we play Lyra. We plus Gideon on something. And then what do we do with Karn? Probably still tick up, looking for a land for the Temporal Sundering. Yep. Let's plus Karn while they don't have any information.
No, I don't think so.
If our opponent wants to attack, it has to be with either of these four. We're fine blocking any of our opponent's creatures here. Another Mistbinder. Does not have vigilance. Can our opponent attack with the creature that we plus with the Gideon? Perhaps they didn't know that that is what we selected with it. But here we can Karn's Temporal Sundering, take an extra turn, and then cast out Mistbinder. Cast down a Mistbinder. Probably bounce Deeproot Elite, or else they get triggers off it. So you will take an extra turn. Bounce the Deeproot Waters. That's interesting. Let's go for that. Could not be the best choice there, but we'll see. Make Gideon a 4/4. Draw a card. Then we can Urza's Ruinous Blast this upcoming turn. Wipe away all their stuff. All our stuff is legendary. Whatever they give us, it doesn't matter. They can block as they see fit.
Nothing is ever truly lost.
to get through me first.
So we managed to, a little interesting there, we managed to wreck some merfolk. Urza's Ruinous Blast really acting as our sweeper, 5 mana sweeper. I want to have a think about what's going on. Another deep root. We can just negate and then go on to our next match. Put in the graveyard.
No, I don't think so.
Slowly ranking up. So we are now 5-2, going to try to go for 7-2, get the full reward. But as it sits, we will be rewarded 600 gold and 3 cards, one of which is a rare, and 2 uncommons. We still have 26 rare and 16 mythic rare wildcards to play with for going forward. Let's see if we can get the max number of wins. Close this out with a bang. T-Googs. We go first. Our first play is on 5. We have mana. We have to mulligan that. Much better hand. The planes first. It's mono red. We can cast down turn 2, Gideon turn 3. Hopefully that's good enough. Trying to be mana efficient here, save our life total. And we have a lot of removal effects for this matchup. Another Gideon is interesting. Makes our opponent work. Maybe overextend into the board and we can find a Settle the Wreckage.
Virtue will always triumph. That's enough.
Gideon takes at least 1 here. Maybe they have 3-2 haster. And it goes down. Trial of Zeal. It's interesting.
That's new. Count on a rematch.
Gideon down. We can hold up Contempt and take 3. Look to hit a land into Oath of Teferi into Gideon. So burn spell here into. So if our opponent has burn spell, Hazoret. They might be able to play Hazoret next turn and attack. Let's hold off one more turn. Contempt, biggest threat, and then go from there.
Show me what you can do.
Opponent might have something like lightning strike or magma sprays and abrades in their hand. Lightning strike,
Don't force my hand. Stand down.
another lightning strike. No. On-crop crasher.
How do you feel about a rematch?
Then we can seal away the biggest threat. Take. If they play something else, maybe 4. Go down to 11. Saving life here. Going after the crasher. Now let's see if we can get a land. Now, if we hit Planeswalker off our search for Azcanta, we can start doubling it up. Doubling up activations. Opponent might be flooding out pretty bad. So let's hit a Planeswalker. Dead draw. Never. It's interesting. So we might take a hit from a Glorybringer and then we can cast Never. Lannery, take maybe 4 here, down to 9. We have to watch out for the Ramonette Ruins. Pitch that. Got a Lyra. So our opponent needs 2 removal spells. So they need their hand has to be removal. We have to take that bet. If we can untap with Lyra, I think we win. see if my prediction comes true. Cartouche. Really? So this is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ramming up ruins. Yep. Just getting rid of the Lyra here. Okay. So we can take 6. So we can plus on Lannery and the Rigging Runner. And then take perhaps 2 from the Ruins, 1 from the Firebrand. Then be at 1, assuming our opponent has a dead draw.
Prepare to defend yourself. I don't think so. They're with me.
So does our opponent draw something? Going down to mono red feels bad. But we won 5, lost 3. Let's claim our prizes. Repeat rare. The Pride Sovereign. Let's go back to our deck. Add another land. Cut. Gideon. A Ruinous Blast. Never. Maybe cut the Never. We went 6 and 3 the first time. Let's see what we can do this upcoming time. Use 500 gold that we won. Play our first match. Up against Pirate Looks. Looks like a pirate. Still waiting to find that match or get into that match. Hopefully try again against another copper opponent. We're in the play this time. We have turn 2 treasure map and turn 4 settle if things get bad. Hopefully scry into some sort of planeswalker. So let's just keep this. Play our planes first, so we can play our isolated chapel or the white-blue dual land that comes into play untapped if you have a plains or an island. Let's see what our opponent's on. Maybe vampires, maybe control. So if we have turn 4 Planeswalker into turn 5 Yawgmoth offering, they'll be good. They probably search up Lord effect here. Bishop of Binding, not good in this matchup. You take 2. Do we need to hold up Settle the Wreckage? Probably not. There's a Gideon.
Virtue will always triumph. That's enough.
So if we can untap with Gideon, we can Vile Offering or Sundering off the treasure map. Opponent might have 2 creatures to try to get rid of the Gideon, but then we just hold up, Settle the Wreckage, sweep their board. Opponent's going for Gideon. Do they have a pump effect? Another Gideon. Maybe just go in for beats and then hold up Settle the Wreckage. It kind of telegraphs that we have Settle, but or if we plus Gideon on something, then they won't attack with it. And using Offering here, we don't get anything back.
Justice cannot be killed.
Definitely not a great use of our mana. But if we can settle their board, feeling pretty good. That's definitely something we can point to Yawgmoth while offering on. See our opponent attacks here. We're pretty easily telegraphing that we have something. We have to do something. Get rid of the Maverick Fane plus on the Forerunner, plus the Gideon on the Forerunner, or Karn's something. Cast out the Gideon. Cycling the cast out, sure. Probably want to search for lands before you cycle. It gets 2 swamps. Interesting. We have nothing in our deck.
You hold no power over me.
Then we can draw a card. Maybe we should have drawn a card on our own turn to see what we hit. But I think we had to get rid of the Maverick there. One has a bishop that they can use to pump. Sanctum Sinker. Interesting. And then it's bad. Sure. It's a fairy.
Next time I'll be ready.
So we can go Gideon into Temporal Sundering. Then into Teferi.
show me what you can do. Not if I can help it.
Take an extra turn. Get a steal away. And just steal away the Forerunner here and play Teferi. Sounds pretty good.
I don't think so.
I know my responsibility. No time for a break.
Then we have 2 active Planeswalkers. They can replay the Sanctum Seeker, attack, and then we drain for 1 life. But we can find answers with Gideon and Teferi. Ixalan's Binding. On the Teferi, I'm assuming. Because it draws us cards. On the Seal Away. That would be bad. Go for the Teferi. Sure. You played a 1/1. What our opponent has. Still not going to work. Keep drawing lands.
They're with me.
I'll use this Field of Ruin end of their turn, get rid of Shafat Dunes, and then our Decabids. Don't really care about that. I care about that. So we can cast down the Sanctum Seeker, plus on probably the Vampire.
I don't think so.
Don't believe it'll prevent the loss of life. But whatever. Azcanta.
There is no shame in quitting.
So we have to emblem here. Hope they don't have a way to kill us and get in the same turn, and then hope that's not going to do it. Hope that we can scry into something to do with the search for Azcanta. Urza's Ruinous Blast. Probably the best thing we can draw if Gideon stays alive. And do they have a pump effect? Are they trying to sack the Fetid Pools? They are. We're going to find that it's only sorcery speed. Starting off the lost. Starting off with a loss. We don't have a turn 3 Gideon without another planes, but we do have some interaction. Go Gideon here. It is the one we don't really care about in this matchup. We can counter this. Then we can play another Planeswalker next turn. Sure. You have another counter. I have another Planeswalker.
I will fight with
Draw the worst card in our top two. Rixus.
Choice.
They give us the Time Walk. Sure.
You will regret that choice.
So we have Gideon that we can get back. We can try to land it to Teferi.
Good choice.
Probably get a seal away here.
The choices we make reveal who we are.
I keep thinking Oath of Teferi is actually the Teferi Planeswalker, but it is not.
How convenient. An excellent choice.
Probably get another seal away. We can minus a lot of Karns next turn, or draw a lot of cards. Get back our Gideon. Opponent might have Bolus. There's Bolus.
Bow before your god, Pharaoh.
They +1. If they +2, it'll be interesting what they hit. That's fine.
A mind is an easy thing to waste.
Get rid of our Karn. Don't have double black up. But we can Teferi and untap 2 lands and then exile Bolus end of turn.
Let's slow this down. Hurry!
There, seal away.
We need to move quickly.
Do this now. Then hopefully you don't have to deal with another planeswalker. Sure. Our hand is pretty redundant or ineffective against their current board, so they can take whatever they want. Plus, see what we hit first.
Let's skip to the good part.
Search is great.
Keep up the pace.
Karn. Negate this or counter it, because we can get back another planeswalker. Sure.
Evil must not be tolerated. The time has come.
Should probably plussed first.
Good choice.
Probably get another settle here. Sure.
Virtue will always triumph. Stand down. Not if I can help it.
So we are great against tapped creatures, non-legendary creatures, and attacking creatures. And yeah, we have 3 active planeswalkers. They can both be used 2 times a turn. Looking to, yeah, that doesn't matter. Looking to ultimate this Teferi and then win the game. Graveyard, transform, draw, plus
We need to
ultimate.
move quickly. I'm sorry I have to do this.
Draw a card. It's not actually a draw card, it's reveal.
I'll make use of that later.
Might need to start winning the game here.
Allow me to introduce you to a friend of mine.
You hold no power over me. I don't think so.
We exiled the bolus, or else we could have. We're getting it back. Just then we can start exiling permanents with Teferi's emblem here. Whenever we draw a card, exile target permanent and opponent controls. Nezahal. It's fine. $20 cards left in our deck. Get another Gideon for a search. So they have to discard here. They want to keep their Nezahal. We have 18 cards left. Sure.
A curious choice. Ah, say hello to my little friend.
Hurry! No time for a break.
I'm going in.
Our opponent had enough. When we get going, it's hard to stop. We had 3 active planeswalkers that could do things twice a turn. One was ultimated, had a search for Azcanta. It was pretty gross there. But we're now 1-1, looking to get that 4-win threshold. Opponent goes first. We have turn 2 search. Hopefully that gets us into our other cards. Let's might be keepable on the draw here. Hopefully this search doesn't get negated. We could start scrying into lands. Negate as a draw for ourselves is not horrible. And to kill this to be mana efficient. So we're at the sweet spot for Vraska's Contempt if they played Scarab God. We can Field of Ruin to get another Plains. Your opponent can counter this. It's fine. And hopefully they play Scarab God and we can exile it with Vraska's Contempt. They have another counter. I should have just kept a search there, but we have to do something since we're behind in mana here. So we have an active search, 2 negates against a control opponent. Feeling pretty good. One's gone through 3 ops, a negate, essence scatter. They can bring back the Champion of Wits soon. And now if they wanted to. We can drop a Karn. One will negate this. Sure.
defend my ally. Well chosen.
Opponent had enough. All he needs is one search for Azcanta and one planeswalker. We're up to 2 wins, 300 gold. So we got most of our entry fee back, which is 500 gold. I have 2 losses to give. Feeling pretty good about the deck. If it hits its land drops, it's pretty good at closing out eventually. Opponent will be going first. Let's see what they have. Treasure map, Gideon, Karn. Sounds pretty good. Or if a dinosaur. So we play tap land first and then play island this turn to unlock the Drowned Catacombs. We have Cast Down and Seal Away, and 2 planeswalkers that we can drop if our opponent doesn't have any pressure. Opponent doesn't have any pressure, so we just Gideon.
Defend yourself. Stand down.
Opponent doesn't have any lands.
It's just you and me.
Let's use. Opponent doesn't have any lands again. Use the treasure map. Holding up our numerous removal. That goes to discard. Interesting. Definitely did not expect an X spell coming off Dinosaur. Maybe it's the Zakama ramp into that.
No trial is beyond my ability.
Let's go on the beatdown plan. Opponent still doesn't have a land. Oath of Teferi. Savage Stomp. Interesting.
I've been waiting for this.
I will fight for my cause. There is great power in the feet of men.
We have 2 4/4s, multiple removal spells, and Oath of Teferi, if it matters. One can play something with haste. And then it's not gonna. Not gonna do we need to even do this? No, we don't. Just do it now.
Now it's my turn.
Opponent got mana screwed there. Their deck looked, from what we saw, looked a little iffy. We're at 400 gold. We get at least 3 uncommons. We can get a rare if we get another win within our next 2 games. I'll take a quick bathroom break. Be right back. Okay, we're back. We are on. Check our win count: 3 wins, 1 loss. Let's close out today's stream with another reimbursement of our entry fee. Up against a gold ranked opponent this time. Go first. We have cast down into Vraska's Contempt. Let's see if this hand's good enough. Definitely don't want to mulligan on the play here. Urza's Ruinous Blast will be great if we can get up to it. Definitely want another land within the next 2 draw steps to place this to Teferi. Opponent seems to be stuck on only forest. But hopefully we're not stuck on 4 lands. Another forest. Ripjaw Raptor. Let's play. So if we draw a land, we're playing Teferi. If not, we're playing Seal Away. We want to be able to Vraska or play Teferi, and Ripjaw Raptor is an excellent candidate for Vraska's Contempt here. Might be a mono green Stompy deck of some sort. It plays Merfolk and Dinosaurs together. Another Ripjaw. So we go down to 19 here. And then play Teferi. Interesting deck. They might need red mana for a dinosaur. Sure. Then we can tuck. No, we can draw a card and then Seal Away when we untap the 2 lands. So we're feeling good here. This is kind of like the combo 2 mana spells and Teferi.
Sit this one out. Hold that thought.
Draw Settle, which should be good against the creature deck. We need white mana. So let's see what our opponent can do with unclaimed territory into Ruinous. So this looks like a stompy deck of interesting variety. Yeah, we can attack with Ripjaw. Plus here,
You know what? I'm not done yet.
Gideon. So we can Gideon plus hold up Settle the Wreckage, which seems great.
Gods of this... No, I don't think so.
Our opponent has to pump the Jade Bearer, but we can then settle the wreckage on it. Opponent does not do that. So let's draw a card. Untapping 2 white sources could have been Tell there. Another Teferi. Plus Gideon on the Ruinous.
That's enough.
Play Search for Azcanta. Then we have this game locked up against seemingly mana screwed opponent. On the turn. Ripjaw. I will settle the wreckage if you give me an opportunity. Yeah. Maybe this is aggro. They can be getting their land here. Should probably, since we plussed, they're only green. What is going on? I'm confused. Draw a Planeswalker.
No time for a break.
Another Gideon.
They're with me.
Let us begin. You may regret that choice.
We get another Karn here. we will eventually draw. I don't know if I would have done that. Maybe they selected incorrectly. It appears like our opponent selected incorrectly because we already had a card in play, and they gave us something other than Karn. So we hit our 4th win, which gets us the buyback on the next event. And then we have 2 losses to give. So if we can get up to 6 wins, we get the gold increase, and our win goes up to 2 rares instead of 1. Against Mr. Chino. But we get at least another entry and 1 rare card and 2 uncommons. So we're going up cards from these events, at least so far. We go first. We don't need a 3rd seal away for sure. Mono red. We can try to stay alive. With the seal aways, if we have to draw both mana and threats. But, seal away is a great answer to the Kenra or anything with Eternalize, as they don't get an opportunity to Eternalize it. Player tap land. Do we seal away something else? We will next turn. Treasure map. Set our stops just in case we want to use it. Another Kenra. Our opponent takes 1 here. We take 3. We need a black to do anything. Settle. I think we need mana. Karn is not mana. Yep. See what our opponent has. So we can exile something, gain 2 life. Go down to 6 here. Azeroth. Sure.
battle for the forces of good. Are you certain of your decision?
That feels pretty bad. Mono red. A horrible deck. See if we can get our 6th win here. 5th win? 6th win? 5th win? We have Seal Away into Teferi. Maybe a Gideon along the way. See if we can get there. Green Black Explorer. Yep. We have Gideon into Vraska into
Show
Teferi,
me what you can do.
which is great,
That's
even when,
enough.
especially when you factor in the Seal Away on turn 2. So this is probably the best curve that our deck can get. See if it's any good. They can get back their Wild Growth Walker. That's fine.
Not if I can help it.
They're trading a 3-mana play for a 2-mana play. Gideon takes 1. That's the turn. Urza's Ruinous Blast. Or we can Teferi. We can set up this blast for later. It's Teferi.
I
Draw a
can no
card.
longer stand by and watch.
Still doesn't sound like Teferi. We might have Vraska's Contempt here. Sure.
Keep up the pace.
You hold no power over me.
We can blast something if they play another creature. Varnish Tyrant is not a legendary creature.
They're with me.
But if they play another Carnage Tyrant, we're in bad shape. Gideon goes down to nothing, or stays as is. Do we start with the beats? They might have Moment of Cravings in their deck or in their hand. They need 2 of them.
You'll have to get through me first.
We can cycle this on our opponent's turn. Hopefully find something. Keep up the Vraska's Contempt and the Negate. No. Definitely don't want our opponent getting... They don't have anything to get back. But they could bin something with Explore.
Now it's my turn.
Opponent is keeping cards in hand for some reason. Might be like a Chupacabra, maybe. Seal away, sure. Will this Gideon get there?
I don't think so.
Definitely expecting at some point 2 Moment of Cravings to come down. Opponent cycles the desert. Do they find anything interesting? Player opponent attacks here. Let's treasure map first before we seal away. Definitely don't want Tracker plus Wild Growth Walker to get going, because that gains life, makes the creatures bigger, and effectively draw some cards. Karn, sounds good. Continuing to go on the beatdown plan.
Get through me first.
Here might be the Exile. Here's the Moment of Cravings. Just as we predicted. That just one. Maybe they're waiting for the second one. Couldn't find it.
I have faced worse than twice.
Let's make a 4/4. We have Vraska's Contempt up. Wild Growth Walker. Sure.
Some solutions must be built.
I've got you.
So again, we're just hoping to miss a Carnage Tyrant. We have an answer for Vraska with her Contempt. We don't have 2 cards in our yard for the Deadeye Tracker. Sure. See how they attack. Protect Karn. Let's bring back land, I guess.
My oath remains unbroken. That's enough.
Draw some cards.
The choices we make reveal who we are.
Give us the land.
How convenient. An excellent choice.
They give us Negate, I guess. Looks good. Draw it. Probably could have done this during their attack to save some Karn damage. But it's fine. Karn's Temporal Sundering.
No, I don't think so.
Good choice. The choices we make reveal who we are.
Now it's my turn.
Opponent can jump here, but we take an extra turn with Oath of Teferi out, which allows us to double up on our Planeswalker activations, which will win us the game. Draw a card, sure.
Stand down. You'll have to get through me first.
Our search is exiled. Can bring back Lyra, but it dies to the Chupacabra. Let's just
You may regret that choice.
draw cards. Opponents had enough. I don't blame them. We had so many options. We would go up to 5 wins, 600 gold. Try to get the next one. Up our rare count, up our gold count. Up against Kafka here. Let's see how this goes. But we feel good. We've made our money back, as it were, for this event. One of mulligans, so we feel a little bit better. We do have a lot of tap mana, which is a hand that is oddly versatile, but maybe not good against any deck. Looking at currently a turn 3 Seal Away, which against mono red be a little bit too slow. If we can get to turn 4 Settle, we might have a chance. Interesting. We have to hold up the seal away here. Another nest robber. Oh, it's just going aggro. We need a plains. For the Settle the Wreckage here. Yep. So, yeah. Congrats on your mono red deck. So we finish off the event, what did I have, 5 and 3. Not bad. Get 600 gold. We paid 500 gold for the event, so we can keep going into another event, roll that value forward, get a swashbuckler, a sprinter, and a daredevil. That is definitely a hand. I think there was 2 5 and 3 events in the quick constructed for today using, let's pull up the deck, using Teferi and Friends, which used Oath of Teferi to double up on Planeswalker activations along with Teferi. We won a game with the emblem, exiling our opponent's permanents. And we have a lot of cheap interaction that combos with Teferi's untap ability, which draws a card, then untaps 2 of our lands. So the deck felt pretty good. It definitely needs to hit, that 4th land to have a chance, but when it does, it feels pretty good. So thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Follow the Twitch at Prolegomena Gaming at twitch.tv. But I'll see you next time with more Dominaria and a new deck in a new event. Thank you.